Beloved ones, journeying the way of the earth, beloved, individualized flames of the mighty I Am Presence, from out of the great central sun, 'tis I, Astrea, who taketh up the life stream of your messenger in these few moments to pour forth to you this day the love of my cosmic heart flame, to enfold each of you in the cosmic presence of my cosmic radiation, that from today and in this moment in time that I have the opportunity to be with you, you shall feel yourselves enfolded in my luminous presence and in the fullness of my cosmic heart flame's radiation that allows you this day to become an empty crystal cup through which I send forth the electronic force, the electronic currents of my fiery Christ blue lightning force, of my fiery Christ blue lightning protection, of my fiery Christ blue lightning purity, and of my fiery Christ blue lightning freedom and liberty for each and every one of you. You are just beginning, dear hearts, just starting to open the doors to the multiverses, to what are multi-dimensional realities, multi-dimensions and multi-dimensional realities. You are about to, under the guidance, the protection, and the eternal wisdom of the Heavenly Mother's presence, by the activation of the opening of the door to everything that allows the return of the gateways and the portals to the Holy Spirit Shekinah universes, or in other languages, Shekinah universes, in your pronunciation of these English words, to open the portals, the gateways, the thresholds to the return of the Holy Spirit, of the Heavenly Mother's presence, of the divine love, will, and grace of the soul. The soul contains everything. The soul manifests everything. The soul is the cohesive presence and power, the glue that holds all things together, that brings the electronic force of the cosmic light into physical reality, which you call physical manifestation, where then you can experience it through the five senses, where you might taste it, touch it, smell it, hear it, and see it. For the most part, dear hearts, the soul is invisible. The soul can only be felt. But the soul cannot and will not be felt unless the individualized life stream, which each of you are, is upon the path of awakening and returning to its own true spiritual identity, discovering its true integrity and its indissoluble union with the Godhead. For it is true that each of you are created in the image and similitude of the Heavenly Father and Mother, and that you have dwelling within you, abiding within you, silent, quiescent, dormant, the greatest power, presence, and intelligence throughout this universe. Now there are many universes, dear ones. You are living in the third dimensional reality under the guise and the influence and the powers of the tree of knowledge and its belief in two powers of good and evil, and therefore the human race, humanity, humankind believes that it lives a life unto itself and that it only has one life, one body, one duration of time. And so it is that if an individual life stream, an individualized flame comes into a physical body, and that one only lives to be a baby of 2, 3, 5 years old and dies, the parents, the grandparents, if there be them alive in their own bodies, believe that life stream was the body and is dead and is no more. Now this is a great change that will take place through the consciousness of the people of this world in the discovery through the spiritual sciences. Notice I said spiritual sciences because in the opening days of this seventh golden crystal permanent age, spirituality, and science or sciences must combine their activities. The spiritual cannot live alone, and the scientific community cannot live alone. These two communities and families must join forces and come together as spiritual sciences, in which the spirituality of the I Am Presence can reveal through the scientific communities, through the individuals that are playing the roles and characters as scientists, who have had their brain structures attuned to the higher frequencies of the light, might receive more of what the outer world has for centuries and still to some degree continues to accept as being invisible. As stated in the weekend classes, even you, dear hearts, are invisible. Your true self, your true state of being and beingness is invisible. The electronic body of the I Am Presence that you are is invisible. Again, the physical body is an idea of the divine mind, the higher mind. The physical body is intended to outpicture the original divine blueprint of your higher Christ mind. For your higher Christ mind has its own higher divine body blueprint of absolute perfection. And that is coming forth for each and every one of you. But what is the most important at this time, and what we as the ascended and angelic host are celebrating at this time, is the realization that is coming into the consciousness of the people, and through each of you is influencing the consciousness of the people to accept the reality, the divine truth, that they are spiritual beings, not just physical beings, and that the spirituality of their true divinity is undying, is immortal, is eternal, and every physical body that is being used now is intended to become the immortality and eternal use and beauty of their own I Am Presence and higher mental body. So they are about to receive more illumination, more enlightenment, in which they come to know they have lived several lifetimes in several bodies all around the planet, in different nations, as different races, different skin tones, skin colors, eye colors, and on, hair colors, because, dear hearts, your physical bodies are intended to respond to you, the intelligent consciousness operating through the physical body. And the mighty Elohim have programmed into the RNA and DNA of your physical bodies for you to be able to change by reprogramming the RNA and DNA your physical bodies to outpicture however you, the free will being, desire them to outpicture. We can change our hair color, our eye color, our skin color or tone just by thinking the thought and matching the feeling to it and seeing the perfect sequencing of the RNA and DNA to produce those various colors and attributes to our figure, to our form, to our appearance. Now, I often do not even take on or use a physical body. I appear as a mighty sphere of blue-white light, a cosmic sun's presence. And it is only when I must, by the command of the great cosmic law, appear in certain planetary systems of worlds, where we call them dust worlds, perishable worlds, where there have been seeded new I am races or various species to come and embody on those planets, and the cosmic cycle of time has arrived for me to separate, to call, because it is third dimension and they are also living in duality, to keep it simple for you, those who are choosing the light and those who are not choosing the light. And so it is now. In the decade you have entered together at this time, I am called upon, along with Archangel Michael and Lord Surya, the mighty Hercules, the Aloha Amazonia, the Goddess Liberty, and many others, to come forth now and assist those who are choosing to turn and face the light and rise in the light and be the light, to have all the protection, to have all the safety and security that is required to guarantee, to ensure that none of the destructive forces of the outer world touch your life streams, that you are protected, dear hearts, that you are loved and nurtured and held safe. And what is most important to me today is that you feel, and I will emphasize, that you feel the fullness of my cosmic heart flames radiation in all its fiery Christ blue lightning purity, power, protection, force, and action, pouring into you, through you, as you, and all around you, to assist you to feel that absolute invincible feeling of total fearlessness, of absolute fearlessness. But it comes with a calm and serene feeling, that there is a calmness, a serenity, a peace, and a harmony that passes through, that reverberates through your entire being, through the substance of your mental body, your emotional body, and your physical body. And that charges into the atmosphere all around you and forms for you a new aura in which nothing destructive of the outer world dares to approach your countenance, your presence, because you are now held in the fullness of my luminous presence, of my cosmic sun's presence, of my cosmic heart flames radiation. And therefore, dear hearts, you truly are an untouchable in this world. You have in this world now, and you will continue to see it, that there are those forces that know their time is coming to an end upon this planet, and so it is that they will seek to wreak as much havoc as they possibly can in this third dimension, in this outer world. We can only do as much as the great cosmic law allows us, and as much of the free will that we receive from the people of earth through their prayers, their calls, their decrees, and their meditations, their moments of stillness and silence, in which we, from the Ascended Master's octaves of life, may intervene and give the greater assistance to those who are in need of it at this time, in those moments. As you continue, dear hearts, to call forth my fiery Christ blue lightning purity into your beings and worlds, my fiery Christ blue lightning force and action into the atmosphere of the earth, into the powers of nature and the forces of the elements, into the structure of the planet, and into what you call the war entity, or simply the beast of the outer world that tries with its fangs and its claws to tear into and bite as much as it can in this world that is good and constructive. that the mighty I Am Presence has put here to assist life to gain its freedom through the resurrection and ascension. I say to you, dear hearts, you will become the invincible sun's presence of my own cosmic heart flame and its radiation in this world. And those activities of the sinister force of the outer world will not come nigh your dwelling place. You will be the fulfillment of God's true happiness, enthusiasm, and joy in your beings and worlds. The heart flame within each of you will arise in all its compassion, mercy, and forgiveness to those that are playing out their roles in the outer worlds. But swifter than lightning that you experience in the outer world's third dimension, our cosmic Christ blue lightning fire moves way faster, faster than the minds of humankind can conceive. Our fiery Christ blue lightning can annihilate, can dissolve, and consume all that is the accumulation of millions of years of the sinister force's destructive energies and activities, their plans. I say to you, dear hearts, and this power which we wield for the most part is invisible and remains invisible, because it would shock and awe and scare the people even more if they did see us than what they are already facing in the outer world through their experience side of life. You must be readied and groomed and prepared for the visible, tangible presence of the tremendous forces and activities of the Ascended Master's octaves of life. My fiery Christ blue lightning, our cosmic Christ blue flames, and the various activities of that mighty unfed flame that we draw upon from the great central sun that comes into this world. Now I must make it clear that it never ever does anything destructive. Yes, we can blast and shatter apart the accumulations of discordant energies, but we do not destroy any energy. We never wreck anything in this world. Say you have a tank of the outer worlds loaded with these missiles that they want to launch in this direction or that direction to destroy these people or this building or this activity or another tank. Our cosmic blue flame is drawn down and around and forms a wall or a dome around that tank. And then that tank can shoot all the missiles it wants to, but those missiles will not leave that tank. And then those individuals will be confronted by angels of the cosmic Christ fiery blue lightning or the cosmic Christ blue flames, and they will have the opportunity and the option to turn and face the light or choose to leave their physical body behind and be taken by those angels to the plains of bliss. Until there, they receive further instruction and training as to what they were doing, what they did, and how they can redeem themselves through the use of the violet consuming flame, and then choose a new life, a new embodiment in some era of time down the timeline. But our cosmic Christ blue flame and fiery Christ blue lightning never destroys anything, never has one destructive quality in it. It is the very essence of the pure divine love of the Heavenly Mother's presence. So this is another key piece for you to all grasp today, so that when you call forth these greater powers of life, that you do not fear them, and that you do not listen to other people who have only opinions and are drawing only fragmentary information from the outer world intellect and means of reading this or that or hearing this or that. They do not truly know at the inner level. When they say to you, oh, you are becoming too powerful, you are too much power, you have too much power, you're calling in too much power, you're gathering too much power. Dear hearts, it is all such human nonsense. You cannot have too much of our fiery Christ blue lightning of immortal power. It is charged with divine wisdom, and it is filled with divine love. And the more you call it forth, the more powerful it makes you feel in the confidence and the fullness of all that you truly are. In experiencing your true oneness with your I am presence, then thou mayest know, as the beloved Master Jesus spoke to the high priest, thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. So too, dear hearts, what is taking place in the outer world, these forces have no power over you except they were given power over you by the greater power, the only power, the all power that is above, the Heavenly Father and Mother. But I assure you, the Heavenly Mother and Father are not giving these individuals that we call pawns, tools of the sinister force, any power at all. The only power they have to use now is what they feed, the energy they feed off of from the fear in the masses of the people and what they have accumulated throughout the centuries. The power within you and above you is greater than all of that power. And by divine intervention and assistance, we are here with you, we are here for you, and we are here to assist you every step of the way. So hold your peace, put up your swords. The battle is not yours, dear hearts. Leave it to the experts. Leave it to those who know how to use the gigantic and tremendous forces and powers of our universe from the great central sun and beyond to handle these little children playing in their toy box with their toys. It is all their little egos that are trying to be the most powerful one and become the king of the hill. It is in that statement, what if a man gains, or a woman gains the whole world but loses their own soul? These ones have chosen to try to gain what is in this world and have lost their soul. So I say to you, do not concern yourselves with them. Visualize my luminous presence. Visualize the cross of fiery Christ blue lightning, or the cross of blue flame. Visualize the luminous presence of Jesus the Christ. Visualize the luminous presence of the great God Germain. Visualize the luminous presence of beloved Mother Mary, Lady Basternata, the goddess of justice, on the forehead, the mind's eye of these individuals. Hold that image and picture there, that we might get through to them in their brains, in their minds, and bring the fiery Christ illumination of divine love. Bring the miracle wisdom of the eternal living light that awakens them to the truth that they might see sooner rather than later what they are doing to themselves and to the millions of people that are suffering because of it. And the beings of the elements, the powers of nature and the forces of the elements, and the creatures that are suffering too. You can do this, dear hearts, by holding our luminous presences over their mind's eye, or the cross of blue flame, the fiery Christ blue lightning of invincible purity, of all Christ's illumination. There is always time, dear hearts. There are always moments in which an individual, known, qualified as a tyrant, a dictator, a king, a queen, whatever it is, that can be saved, that their destructive path might be stopped, or the path they are on that is leading only to their own destruction and the destruction of millions and all sorts of life can be stopped, can be prevented. And so it is that you never stop trying, you never stop offering your love, your compassion and forgiveness. Keep calling upon your I Am Presence, the I Am Presence of each of these life streams, the Heavenly Father and Mother. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Because if they truly knew what they were doing and what it is doing to themselves, they would not do it. Just as all of you have come to the point where you now know, even for yourselves, because you are no longer caught up in the dueling impulses of the ego, that you have stopped, to the best of your ability, the requalification of the energy that flows from the heart of the electronic body of your I Am Presence, to stop the discordant thoughts, to stop the discordant emotions and feelings, and to stop speaking discordant words into the atmosphere around yourselves, and to stop acting out discordantly. You are doing your very best, and we are very pleased to see the progress and the advancement within the consciousness and the lives of each of you. You are gaining your mastery, dear hearts. Keep on doing everything you are doing. Keep on praying, calling, decreeing, meditating, taking walks in nature, loving the planet, loving the beings of the elements, loving your bodies, loving your neighbor, loving your nations, loving all the amenities and the utilities and the various means that have come to you to make your lives easier, to fill your lives with more ease and grace, that you might become more effective, more efficient in every area of your lives, that you might contribute to the greater good of all, that your selfish ways of the human just melt away, and the true kindness, the charity, the benevolence, the giving, the offering of the fullness of the Christ within each of you, the fullness of the light and the fullness of the love of the soul of the Mother's presence may come into this world through each of you and be the life that is more abundant, that is infinite in its supply, that is eternal in its opulence, to offer and keep on offering and never stop giving of itself to the life in this world, because you are opening the door to everything. You will come to find, dear hearts, that we are infinitely more powerful than you could ever imagine, and all that is true of us in the infinity of our eternal power is true of you also. That you within yourselves are infinitely power, and as you dwell with your focus and concentration upon the grand cosmic being within you, and you feel the fiery furnace of that invincible sun's presence welling up within you, then that presence through the power of radiation goes before you and sets aside all time and space, dissolves and consumes what formerly would have been opposition, interference, delay, distractions, problems, sufferings, and so on and so forth. And then you find yourselves truly experiencing the grace of God that is your sufficiency in all areas of your lives. You have now come back into the house or the houses of the Heavenly Father's presence. You have returned to that kingdom of God within you that has always been within you. And there you are dwelling. There you are abiding. There you are nourishing and nurturing your own being, your own life, and through that, everyone else you come in contact with. So it is that I enfold each of you in the fiery Christ blue lightning of immortal purity, of invincible protection, of eternal freedom and liberty. I love you, beloved unfed flames of the mighty I Am Presence, and I am so grateful that you have turned to face the light, and that you will walk from this moment onwards, enfolded in the cosmic heart flame of my cosmic radiation, of cosmic Christ blue lightning, of invincible purity, power, protection, freedom, and liberty. You have nothing to fear. You have nothing to fear. You have nothing to fear. and I will make sure you feel my feeling of how true this statement is. And I would appreciate it if you would look yourselves. Let the vision stream through your eyes into a mirror, into a looking glass, and say to yourself, speak to the energy in your mind, speak to the energy in your feeling body, speak to the energy of the cells of your physical body, because they must respond. All that is the totality of your consciousness must respond. And say, in the fullness of the presence of the Christ, you have nothing to fear. And keep speaking it, keep commanding it into the ethers as you look yourselves directly in the eyes and feel the light of the Christ shining through your eyes. Feel the love of the soul streaming through your eyes. And speak and keep speaking. You have nothing to fear whilst you are enfolded in my luminous presence until you fully feel that you have nothing to fear. Then, my dear hearts, you will sleep easier. You will live your lives easier. You will arise each morning easier. Everything will become easier because all sense and sensation and sensational vibrations of fear will drop away, will disappear, will be no more. And that which is fear of the outer world will fear itself to approach any of you. It will dare not encroach, approach, or come near any of you. So I feel that this today shall become a tremendous blessing of eternal importance in the lives of each of you. And then through each of you, these blessings and gifts that I have bestowed upon you and imbued into your consciousness can then come through you and be given and gifted to those who come in contact with you upon your path of resurrection and ultimately ascension. Because that day must come when you have cleansed and purified your consciousness and your physical body, the temple of the Most High Living God, with the conscious use of the sacred fire, the mighty light rays, and the miracle love of the soul. And then it is that your physical body will break the gravitational pull of the third dimension, and you will be free forever as you rise up on the wings of light, on the wings of flame, up into the electronic body of your I Am Presence, never to return again into such a nightmare of the tree of knowledge of good and evil and its belief in those two powers, those dueling impulses. No more opposition, only the true polarity and oneness of light and love expressing itself as life eternal through each of you. I am Lord Astrea, and you must know that I am at your every heart's call. May you give these decrees this day with all the love in your hearts, and may you feel the love of the unfed flame in your hearts, speaking through your voices, charging into the ethers, and going forth and fulfilling these decrees. I thank you for your time, for your energy, for your attention. May it serve you well in all days to come, what I have offered you this day. God bless you, and Godspeed, and my love to the Hayos Ha Kodesh. Kodesh, Kodosh, Kadosh, Kadosh, Adonai, Elohim, Sebaoth, El Shaddai, and bless you, beloved unfed flames of the mighty I Am. From the unfed flame in our hearts, beloved mighty Christ I Am within and above, beloved Christ I Am of all the people of earth, beloved Akasha and a son, beloved Christ, beloved Ascended Master-elect, Great God Germain, Mother Mary, Lord Kutumi, El Moria, Serapis Bey, Master Hilarion, Lord Lanto, Naja, Mother Metta, Lord Shananda, Cha'ara, Lady Electra, Archangel Metatron, the 7 great archangels, the 7 great Kumaras, Mighty Victory, Goddess Venus, Princess Mary Magdalene, Goddess of Victory, Mother Jennifer Nada, the 7 mighty Elohim, the 7 majestic Eloah, Director Logos, God of Gold, Goddess of Silver, Beloved Queen of Light, Kuan Yin, Lord Maitreya, Prince Siddhartha, Goddess of Justice, Lord Melchizedek, the 13 goddesses, beloved Helios and Vesta, brothers and sisters of the golden rose robes of the physical sun, and mighty silent watchers, charge your calls and decrees with whatever sacred fire, love, and rainbow rays is necessary to purify, illumine, and free the consciousness of all life in this world. Great cosmic beings of light from the central sun, mighty Arceus, golden avatars, immortals, and great angelic hosts, give these decrees with us and direct uncountable legions of light to purify, illumine, and harmonize the earth, the atmosphere of earth, and all life, energy, and substance upon this planet now. We are so grateful for your divine intervention and assistance. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Deep breath, visualize and feel all these angels and ascended masters and great cosmic beings gathering around us, enfolding us, holding us in their sacred space and radiation that allows the higher Christ self of each of us and the Holy Spirit and the soul to come forth with even greater power and force into our calls and decrees to intensify the vibration of every spoken word, that the universal light substance may gather into outer physical manifestation, fulfilling these decrees visibly and tangibly everywhere they are called forth. Decree 1. The Ascended Masters call for the mass awakening. Beloved, I am Christ's presence within and above. Beloved, I am Christ's presence of all the people of earth. Great Ascended and angelic host, great cosmic beings of light, we call upon you to release the mightiest dispensations from the great central sun that assist the masses of the people to awaken to the Ascended Master's fiery Christ truth, to the unfed flame of divine love that they truly are. Compel the cosmic law to set aside all time and space and reveal to the masses of the people of earth their true identity. Make them feel it, so powerfully, with such conviction and knowing that there is no way to deny or defy it. Do it as quick as a flash as the Ascended Masters see it, and let's get this divine plan moving into action, visibly and tangibly. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Decree 2. Beloved Mighty Victory's decree for the love of victory. Beloved Mighty I am Christ's presence within and above. Beloved Mighty I am Christ's presence of all the people of earth. Beloved Mighty Victory, I demand your invincible love of victory from the great central sun come into me as a living flame of eternal happiness. I demand your invincible love of victory from the great central sun come into me as a living flame of eternal happiness. I demand your invincible love of victory from the great central sun come into me as a living flame of eternal happiness. Victory's victory I am, victory's victory I am, victory's victory I am. Decree 3. Free the beautiful lands and people of all the continents. Mighty Christ I am within and above. I demand and command the great central sun's sacred fire, master of eternity, blaze through the beautiful lands and people of all the continents, compelling the purification of all etheric records of war, hatred, and violence, blazing through the mental and feeling world of every life stream, dissolving and consuming all human creation, and opening the way for the return to higher Christ consciousness. Reveal, nurture, and fulfill the Akashic records of all these beautiful people and lands by the will of the rose-pink flames of Mother Akasha and the full power of the great central sun's magnet's presence. Akasha love I am, Akasha love I am, Akasha love I am. Decree 4. Call for the Ascended Master sponsors of all nations. Mighty Christ I am within and above. Mighty I am God presence of all the people of earth. Great Ascended and angelic host and great cosmic beings from the great central sun. We demand and command in the name of beloved Mother Akasha, Father of Son, Jesus the Christ, great God Germain, and the director Logos, the mightiest divine intervention and assistance from the great central sun's heart flame in the great, great silence that opens the way for every Ascended Master sponsor of every nation of the world to be given greater authority, power, and influence to help every nation fulfill their divine plan and destiny as harmoniously, peacefully, and perfectly as the Ascended Masters do it, and as quick as a flash as the Ascended Masters see it. Beloved Ascended Master sponsors of all nations of the world, drive, drive, drive your sacred fire of love, purity, and power through every leader and every person of every nation that compels them to fulfill the will of God's divine plan. We demand divine justice, liberty, and freedom for every person around the world. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Decree 5. The beloved goddess Himalaya's call to redeem the earth. My beloved mighty I am God presence, beloved I am God presence of everyone embodied upon the planet and those who are waiting for embodiment, I call upon you. I call upon the mighty Elohim. I call upon the lords of the flames of Venus and their counterparts, and I call to the entire ascended and angelic host of the earth. Through each of you, I call to the very heart of creation, the very heart realm of creation itself within the great central sun, to release whatever amount of sacred fire, love, and purity that will be required to completely redeem the earth and the world of the third dimension. Redeem the earth from all that has caused discord and destruction, past and present. Mighty I am God presence of the entire I am race to the earth, ascended, unascended, those embodied, those out of embodiment. We call to you in the heart of creation, along with the mighty Elohim and the lords of the flames of Venus, Earth's ascended masters, and uncountable legions of the angelic host, to release whatever amount of sacred fire love is required to remove the cause, past and present, of all discord, distress, and destruction that is taking place in the world and the planet today. We thank you. Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am. Decree 6. The beloved Lord Maha Chohan's decree for the powers of nature. Beloved mighty I am Christ presence within and above. Beloved Lord Maha Chohan, entire ascended and angelic host of light, I call forth every activity of the sacred fire's overwhelming, indestructible purity, and the Ascended Master's cosmic light substance. Come forth now, 24 hours a day, releasing that indestructible, overwhelming, sacred fire purification into the powers of nature and the forces of the elements, that silences all destruction and discord that has been imposed upon them, that silences and removes all destructive individuals and all unnecessary and vicious deforestation around the world, and liberates the beings of the elements to begin manifesting as part of this new permanent golden age, the release of new plant life, new materials, and new activities of the powers of nature and the forces of the elements that are intended to come forth in this permanent seventh golden age to bless and prosper all life everywhere forever. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Decree 7. Beloved Helios' decree for the intensification of the cosmic light. Mighty I am Christ's presence within and above, great ascended and angelic host, beloved mighty Helios, master teacher of sun, beloved Jesus the Christ, and all limitless legions of light that come with thee to fulfill the destiny of this I am race. We demand and command the intensification of the cosmic light substance flooding the atmosphere of earth from the physical sun and the great central sun and all ascended master temples of light. Make it drench and saturate the mental and feeling world of all humankind and compel the last of all human creation and destructive use of free will to be completely silenced and consumed forever. Reveal the divine plan of each life stream and cause us to work with one another peacefully, harmoniously, and for the greater good of all, everywhere, forever. Let there be light, light, light. We love and bless the light of the Christ. The light of God never fails. The light of God never fails. The light of God never fails. Decree 8. The Ascended Master's management of all energy, time, and space. Beloved I am Christ's presence, Goddess of Liberty, Ascended Master Germain, Great Cosmic Angel, Akasha, a sun, Lady Master Nada, Lord Melchizedek, Elom Arcturus, and Mighty Victory. I demand and I command the Ascended Master's sacred fire management of all energy, time, and space be charged into the mental and feeling body of every person in the world to assist them to manipulate and use all energy, time, and space constructively for the fulfillment of their part of the divine plan, the Ascended Master's way. They deserve to know and be the truth of the law of life. For there is only one law of manifestation everywhere throughout the universe, and that is the law of energy and vibration. The unfed flame in every heart and the sevenfold flame in every brain is a source of unlimited energy, substance, intelligence, time, and space. Let this truth be restored into the conscious awareness of all people and show them the perfect ways and means of using it to uplift themselves and all life in this octave into eternal freedom. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Decree 9. New forms of education for the youth and the world. Mighty I am Christ's presence within and above. I am Christ's presence of all the people of earth, embodied and awaiting embodiment. Beloved Mother Akasha, Father Son, Jesus the Christ, Mother Mary, Beloved Ascended Master Germain, Goddess of Justice, Goddess of Liberty, Lady Master Nada, Lady Leto, Lord Katumi, Lord Maitreya, Beloved Mighty Victory, and your limitless legions of victory. Come forth into action right now and build upon the earth schools, colleges, and universities that introduce all forms of studies and activities of the ancient knowledge of the Tree of Life consciousness and the Ascended Master's teachings, assisting the youth and the world to quickly and easily attain Christ consciousness. May the youth and the world truly enjoy going to school and discovering and learning the laws of life that govern our universe, and with Ascended Master assistance and intervention, be able to put those teachings into instantaneous action in their lives for the freedom of all humankind and life upon this planet Earth. Divine wisdom I am, divine wisdom I am, divine wisdom I am. Decree 10, demanding honest marketing, advertising, and sales to all life. Beloved Mighty Christ I am within and above, beloved Archangel Michael, Lord Astrea, Mighty Surya, and all who govern the cosmic Christ blue flames and cosmic Christ blue lightning power of divine love, drive, drive, drive into every bit of energy and substance that has been destructively qualified against the youth and all life of the world, the cosmic Christ blue lightning fire of invincible purity, and annihilate its momentum, its intent, and its source. Raise the consciousness of all youth and all life into the Christ vibration, so none may ever be deceived or preyed upon again. Beloved Goddess of Justice, come forth into action with thy legions of angels of justice, and compel all individuals in the qualified fields of marketing, advertising, and sales to be divinely just, honest, and transparent with all that is consciously directed into the consciousness of the youth and people of the world. By the power of the will of the Heavenly Father and Mother, I accept this decree fulfilled and the divine plan of the seventh golden age manifest. Divine honesty I am, divine honesty I am, divine honesty I am. Decree 11, free the world of all limiting perceptions. Beloved Mighty I am Christ's presence within and above. Beloved Mighty I am Christ's presence of all the people of earth. Beloved Goddess of Liberty, beloved Goddess of Justice, Mother Mary, Lady Jennifer Nada, beloved Mother Akasha, Princess Mary Magdalene, Mighty God Germain, and Jesus the Christ, we call forth the power of the great central sun's magnetic currents through the consciousness of all the people of earth that silences and removes all limiting perceptions from them. Beloved Mother Akasha, unleash the power of the will of the great central sun's magnet's presence, and free humankind from all limiting perceptions. Free humankind from all limiting perceptions. Free humankind from all limiting perceptions. And charge into outer physical manifestation the divine concepts of the Ascended Masters. We thank you. Prime reality of divine consciousness I am. Prime reality of divine consciousness I am. Prime reality of divine consciousness I am. And that ties directly into beloved Mother Akasha's prime reality meditations to connect with divine reality, which is the God self within and above, just beyond the veil. Decree 12, beloved Goddess Rose's Ascended Master resolve and determination. My beloved I am God presence within and above me, beloved Goddess Rose, I seek to make the highest and best choices for my life on earth, and therefore, in supporting my hopes, dreams, and aspirations in my outer world of relationships and experiences, I realize I must consciously choose the emotions I desire to feel. I must consciously choose the emotions I am feeling, and therefore radiating out from me every day. I recognize that what I allow myself to feel, I will make real in my world of experience. What I feel will influence my outer world of reality and experience. Therefore, I choose to feel inside me and to radiate outwardly those qualities and emotions of love, peace, joy, and harmony, and to support my choices and to be true to my choices. I require greater resolve and determination. Therefore, Goddess Rose, I call upon you to charge all that I am choosing to feel and all the choices I am making each day with your Ascended Master resolve and determination. Beloved Goddess Rose, I ask you to send me your angels and keep pouring your Ascended Master resolve and determination into my feeling side of life. I love you and thank you for your service in assisting me. Ascended Master resolve and determination I am. Ascended Master resolve and determination I am. Ascended Master resolve and determination I am. Ease and grace as we enter into Decree 13, release new dispensations. Mighty I am God presence within and above. Beloved Lord Maha Chohan, God and Goddess of Purity, beloved Seven Mighty Elohim and Seven Majestic Allure, beloved Mighty Victory, Archangel Michael, all the ascended and angelic hosts of our planetary and solar spiritual hierarchy, great cosmic beings of light from the great central sun, we demand every power and force of the sacred fire come forth and blaze through the minds, feelings, and bodies of all the people on earth to purify and remove all selfishness. Release new dispensations, release new dispensations, release new dispensations to purify the people of earth. Almighty God I am. Release new dispensations, release new dispensations, release new dispensations to purify the people of earth by God's own hand. Release new dispensations, release new dispensations, release new dispensations to purify the people of earth the Ascended Master's way, and do it today, do it to stay, and force the purification, force the purification, force the purification of all selfishness in this world. Force the purification, force the purification, force the purification of all selfishness in this world. Force the purification, force the purification, force the purification of all selfishness in this world. By the cosmic Christ blue lightning power and victory, by the cosmic Christ blue lightning power and victory, by the cosmic Christ blue lightning power and victory, with oceans of the great central sun, sacred fire, purity, with oceans of the great central sun, sacred fire, purity, with oceans of the great central sun, sacred fire, purity. Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am. Deep breath. We demand every power and force of the sacred fire come forth and do its perfect work. Release new dispensations, release new dispensations, release new dispensations to remove all war and hatred from the earth. Almighty God I am. Release new dispensations, release new dispensations, release new dispensations to remove all war and hatred from the earth by God's own hand. Release new dispensations, release new dispensations, release new dispensations to remove all war and hatred from the earth, the Ascended Master's way, and do it today, do it to stay, and force the purification, force the purification, force the purification of all war and hatred from this world. Force the purification, force the purification, force the purification of all war and hatred from this world. Force the purification, force the purification, force the purification of all war and hatred from this world. By the cosmic Christ blue lightning power and victory, by the cosmic Christ blue lightning power and victory, by the cosmic Christ blue lightning power and victory, with oceans of the great central sun, sacred fire, purity, with oceans of the great central sun, sacred fire, purity, with oceans of the great central sun, sacred fire, purity. Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am. Deep breath. We demand every power and force of the sacred fire come forth and be visible to the outer physical sight of all humankind. Release new dispensations, release new dispensations, release new dispensations to purify all of planet Earth. Almighty God, I am. Release new dispensations, release new dispensations, release new dispensations to purify all of planet Earth by God's own hand. Release new dispensations, release new dispensations, release new dispensations to purify all of planet Earth, the Ascended Master's way. And do it today, do it to stay. And force the purification, force the purification, force the purification of the powers of nature and the forces of the elements. Force the purification, force the purification, force the purification of the powers of nature and the forces of the elements. Force the purification, force the purification, force the purification of the powers of nature and the forces of the elements. By the cosmic Christ Blue Lightning power and victory, by the cosmic Christ Blue Lightning power and victory, by the cosmic Christ Blue Lightning power and victory, with oceans of the Great Central Sun, sacred fire purity, with oceans of the Great Central Sun, sacred fire purity, with oceans of the Great Central Sun, sacred fire purity. Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am. Deep breath, visualize, and feel it. Decree 14. Beloved mighty victories, victorious cosmic Christ consciousness. Mighty I am God presence within and above. I demand and I am. Mighty victories, victorious cosmic Christ consciousness and power, now made manifest in my being and world. I insist and demand mighty victory's victory is alive in me from this day forth in ways that it has never been before. Beloved mighty victory, in all I come to do in this life, don't let me fail. Make me victorious. Victorious miracle love I am. Victorious miracle love I am. Victorious miracle love I am. And as we enter into Decree 15, let us visualize and feel ourselves enfolded in beloved Mary Magdalene's luminous presence, and coming from our higher mental body in the Holy Spirit, an increased conscious feeling and awareness of essential harmlessness throughout all the energy and substance of our consciousness, that she may assist us to feel the first wave, the first initiation of the Magdalene Christ force coming forth into outer physical manifestation from the inner realms through each of us, held within her loving embrace. Mary Magdalene's all Christ sacred fire flames decree. Beloved mighty I am Christ presence within and above. Beloved Jesus the Christ, Mother Mary, Great Germaine, Princess Mary Magdalene, and all the beloved ones from the house of David. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all Christ sacred fire flame into all impurities in our oceans and all the beings of the elements of earth, water, air, fire, and ether. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all Christ sacred fire flame into the selfishness of all in positions of trust, influence, and authority. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all Christ sacred fire flame into all discord driven against homes, schools, business activities, and all constructive life within our nations. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all Christ sacred fire flame into all political, economic, and legal authorities and procedures of our nations. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all Christ sacred fire flame into all diseases, epidemics, pandemics, plandemics, scamdemics, and viruses of every kind. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all Christ sacred fire flame into all kingdoms. Purify, heal, and raise all life, energy, and substance into God's image and likeness. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all Christ sacred fire flame into all individuals and countries who are caught in the vortex of war, human trafficking, addictions of all kinds, debts, and all the human nonsense of this world. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all Christ sacred fire flame into the structure of the planet, all extreme weather patterns, forest fires, floods, storms, earthquakes, and into the powers of nature and the forces of the elements, purifying, balancing, and restoring God's perfect climates. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all Christ sacred fire flame into all outdated industrial activities on this earth, especially all drilling, all fracking, and all that is destroying the planet. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all-Christ sacred fire flame into all racial violence, discrimination, prejudice, and hatred throughout the world. Open all hearts and compel peace, kindness, and harmony amongst all. Blaze, 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 and forever blaze the all-Christ sacred fire flame into all discord on the earth, its atmosphere, and all within it. Compel it all purified by the piercing spears and the piercing swords of the brilliant cosmic Christ blue flames. Power, 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 this very hour. Replace it all with ascended master solutions and divine manifestations of the cosmic law of light, love, and sacred fire mastery, right now, this instant, and forever. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Visualize and feel it, and pour thy love, praise, and gratitude to beloved Princess Mary Magdalene and her return to this world in such a way that surely all that is of the sinister force and against the divine feminine side of life will run in the other direction and disappear forever. Decree 16. Beloved Father, Son's decree for a league of nations. Mighty Christ I am, great ascended and angelic host, we command the all-seeing eye of God, reveal courageous and constructive individuals in all nations, empower them to find their voice, influence governments, and orchestrate a coalition of a league of nations, overlighted directly by the Ascended Master's consciousness that compels the dissolution of all activities against life and the creation of new activities that spread joy, purity, peace, harmony, beauty, and freedom. Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am, Almighty Christ I am. Decree 17. The Ascended Master's call for the blessing of food and water. Beloved, I am Christ's presence within and above. Beloved, I am Christ's presence of all the people of earth. Beloved Lord Mahachohan, Mighty Helios, Aries, Neptune, Virgo, Peter Pan, Oberon, Titania, Diana, Aramesis, all the angelic and elemental hosts, we call upon you to release the mightiest dispensations of sacred fire love and cosmic light substance from the great central sun that assists the powers of nature and forces of the elements to produce the perfect supply of food and water for the physical bodies of the people of earth. We thank you with all our heart's love. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Decree 18. Beloved Helios and Vesta's call for cosmic light substance. Mighty Christ I am, within and above. Beloved Helios and Vesta, angels of the golden flames, we demand and command you saturate the atmosphere, surface, and structure of the earth with oceans and oceans and oceans of your cosmic light substance. Restore the liquid light in the gas belts of the planet and assist the tectonic plates to shift harmoniously and peacefully. I am the cosmic flame of divine love, justice, and redemption, blazing through all the powers of nature and forces of the elements, compelling their freedom. Beloved Helios and Vesta, make all life on earth as dazzling bright, brilliant, and self-luminous as the sun. Ara Sampretia I am, Ara Sampretia I am, Ara Sampretia I am. Decree 19. Beloved Neptune's call for the inner essence of cosmic light. Beloved, I am Christ's presence within and above. Beloved mighty Neptune, undines, and angels, I demand and command the inner essence of the cosmic light substance from the great central sun be charged into the water element of the planet and all kingdoms of life, which compels the purification of the water element everywhere. Make me a vessel for the inner essence of the cosmic light substance, so it may flood the world with its eternal blessings. Charge my physical eyes with the Ascended Master's precipitated light substance, and make me see the invisible forces of creation. Cosmic liquid light I am, cosmic liquid light I am, cosmic liquid light I am. Decree 20. Protect the power grid and reveal new power sources. Beloved mighty I am Christ's presence within and above, great ascended and angelic host of light. Stop all disruptions to the world's power supply, food and water supply, transportation, all communication systems, the internet, computers, all science and technology, and prevent all destructive plans by the master power flame of cosmic prevention. Prevent all destructive plans by the master power flame of cosmic prevention. Prevent all destructive plans by the master power flame of cosmic prevention. Beloved mighty Christ I am, and all ascended masters who govern and control the powers of nature and forces of the elements, reveal and draw into outer manifestation through the people of earth new power sources that nurture, bless, and raise the planet and all life into the ascended master's octave of light with all the ease, grace, and harmony of the cosmic law of the great central sun's heart flame. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Decree 21, Ascended Master Decree for I Am Entrepreneurs. My beloved great God presence I am within and above, great ascended angelic host of light, we call upon you to enfold every I Am Entrepreneur in the Ascended Master's tube of light that is made of pure electronic light substance. Make them invisible, invincible, and invulnerable to the destructive forces that are yet in this world. Watch over them, guide and direct them to be in the right place at the right time with the right people, so that their soul's gifts and inventions can flourish and spread throughout the world and be a blessing to all life that lifts and raises it into the perfection of the Ascended Master's octave. God bless the ascended and angelic host of light. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. And Decree 22, our Ascended Master Conscious Decree, overlit all month by beloved Lord Maitreya. Mighty I am Christ's presence within and above. Beloved Ascended Masters, charge, and keep charging the Radiant Rose Academy, the messengers, and all the students with the Ascended Master's consciousness. See to it that we live every moment of our lives in the Ascended Master's consciousness that contains everything, every blessing, gift, quality, power, and service of the light from the Ascended Master's octave that enables us to fulfill the Ascended Master Divine plan of this incoming 7th Golden Crystal Age, the Ascended Master's way. We are so grateful for this gift. Beloved I am, beloved I am, beloved I am. Decree 23, inviting the beautiful presence of the beautiful angels into our beautiful lives. Beloved I am Christ's presence within and above, beloved Archangel Jophiel and Archia Christine, and beloved angels, I know you are real, and I command and demand that you bring your angels' love into my life and fill and charge and saturate my home, my personal and business activities, my life, my means of transportation, all my tomorrows, and all my opportunities with your sacred fire, love, and mastery and power in all its ongoing victorious action. I call into my life the sacred fire of the angels, cosmic Christ love in all its purity, power, and mastery to just drench my life and world with its continuous victorious action. I am ready to experience the angels. Beloved I am, beloved I am, beloved I am. Decree 24, beloved Archangel Michael's pillar of cosmic Christ blue flames. Mighty I am Christ's presence within and above. I call forth to Archangel Michael and his angels of the cosmic blue flames of immortal love, immortal power, and cosmic light substance. I welcome the descent of Archangel Michael and his angels of the cosmic blue flames descending into our midst. I call upon precious Michael and his angels to create a wall of his cosmic blue flames around me, around all who seek the light, face the light, around my loved ones, and cut everyone free of any discordant lines of force that may be coming in or seeking to come in. I ask that Michael protect me, my loved ones, and all upon a spiritual path in a wall of cosmic blue flames that cuts each of us free from any discordant energy. I ask Michael and his angels of immortal love and power to build a permanent wall of cosmic blue flames and their cosmic light substance around me, around us all, which becomes a mighty pillar, rising up 12 feet high, permanently sustained, that we may be disconnected from the discordant energies of the world and that we are free to express the great God presence within and its great God dominion over the human appearances of the outer world. I love and bless Michael for his transcendent service and his legions of angels. Archangel Michael, build your wall of cosmic blue flames and their cosmic light substance around me and all who are standing and facing the light. Protect all who are of the light and see that each one has their victory, that we may go forth the vanguard of all humanity and join the angelic host in protecting the earth. Mighty pillar of the cosmic blue flame I am. Mighty pillar of the cosmic blue flame I am. Mighty pillar of the cosmic blue flame I am. Decree 25. Open the door to everything. Beloved mighty I am Christ's presence within and above. Beloved Mother Akasha, angels of the rose pink flames, beloved goddesses, and all who come from the Shekinah universes. Open the door to everything and cause us to experience the limitless genius and creativity of the soul. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Decree 26. Beloved Archangel Uriel and Aurora's decree to silence warmongers. Beloved mighty Christ I am within and above. Beloved Archangel Uriel and Archea Aurora, I turn my attention to the etheric retreat of Aurora and Uriel and beloved Jesus to fan and expand the flame of peace so that it comes over the people of the world, and especially at this time. Uriel, Aurora, I call upon you to smother those individuals who have nefarious plans within the militaries of the world. I ask you to smother and silence their most dangerous of weapons. Smother and silence the nefarious plans of individuals who quietly serve the sinister force in all nations around the world. Uriel, Aurora, Jesus the Christ, fan the original eternal flame of peace, of the Prince of Peace, of Jesus the Christ, over the peoples of all lands and into those nations where parts of the military have been seized by generals who have nefarious plans, of which their own nations, their own prime ministers and presidents do not know their plans. Fan your flame, the eternal flame of peace, over those ones, and smother them in a way that stops the use of the world's militaries for what they desire, in a way that exposes their plans to the people of the world and puts an end to all death and destruction. Victory's victory I am. Victory's victory I am. Victory's victory I am. And as we enter into Decree 27, in the presence of the Christ decrees, let us visualize and feel ourselves enfolded in the luminous presence of the cosmic Christ, that we feel our own white fire body, our higher mental body coming closer, descending down in, through, and around us, covering over the physical body, and the mental body, the emotional body, charging it with currents of the Christ consciousness, lifting and raising the vibratory action of all the energy and substance of our being and world, that we are feeling more and more the untouchable Christ presence as it draws near the untouchable Christ covenant weekend that is coming, or the Untouchables covenant, which is coming in a couple weeks. Yeah, let us feel it. It already feels like it's here. Decree 27, fullness of the presence of the Christ, from the unfed flame in our hearts and with all the love of the Christ in our hearts. Mighty Christ, I am presence within and above. Mighty I am Christ, presence of all the people of earth. Great cosmic beings of light, beloved ascended and angelic hosts and elementals. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the powers of nature and forces of the elements. In the presence of the Christ, I bless my family, friends, and loved ones. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the homeless people of our world. In the presence of the Christ, I bless those who are hungry for food. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the food supplies of our world. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of earth. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the atmosphere of planet Earth. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the structure of our planet Earth. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the gas belts and tectonic plates of our planet. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the mineral kingdom of our planet. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the gold and silver growing in our planet. In the presence of the Christ, I bless our physical sun and its blessings to the earth. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the oceans, rivers, lakes, and streams of our planet. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the earth element and all agriculture. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the fire element of our planet Earth. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the air element of our planet Earth. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the great mountains of our planet. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the magnificent trees, plants, and flowers of our world. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the beautiful bird kingdom of our world. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the insects of our world. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the animal kingdom of our world. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the fish and all creatures living in the water element. In the presence of the Christ, I bless all constructive, expanding technology in our world. In the presence of the Christ, I bless my beloved I am God presence. In the presence of the Christ, I bless my higher mental body. In the presence of the Christ, I bless my light body. In the presence of the Christ, I bless my mental, physical, and feeling body. In the presence of the Christ, I bless my guardian angel. In the presence of the Christ, I bless my ascended master sponsor. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the great angelic host. In the presence of the Christ, I bless Mother Akasha and Papa Son. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the beloved Christ and his ascended family. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the entire ascended host and great cosmic beings of light. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the gods of the mountains, gods of the elements. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the stations of the Ark of the Covenant. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the Ascended Master retreats on our planet. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the divine plan of America. In the presence of the Christ, I bless all the nations of the world. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the Holy Spirit and the soul. Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am, Almighty Rose Christ I am. Decree 28. Beloved great God Neptune's magnetic currents and purifying love. Beloved mighty I am Christ's presence within and above. Beloved mighty Neptune and beings of the water element, charge my feeling body with your new magnetic currents. Hold them sustained in, through, and around me that makes me know I am always safe. Intensify and amplify my promptings from my great God presence so I am always in the right place at the right time with the right people. I thank you, beloved mighty Neptune. Strike, strike, strike your cosmic Christ blue lightning purity into all the liquids and substances of this physical body and annihilate all that does not align with your divine vibrations and divine will. I thank you with all the love of my heart. Pure liquid light I am. Pure liquid light I am. Pure liquid light I am. Decree 29. Angel Legata, Amud Ha'esh, Pillar of Fire. Beloved, I am Christ's presence within and above. Angel Legata, Amud Ha'esh, beloved mighty Helios, Lord of Sun, and Grand Master Melchizedek. We demand and command the anchoring of the pillars of fire, the unfed flames of God, from the great central sun into every city, town, village, and hamlet. Maintain, sustain, and expand these mighty God flames with thy authority and power. You have the will of our call and the promise of our heart flames to hold this infinite blessing in our conscious awareness until it becomes visible and tangible before the outer physical sight of all humankind. Teach us and all life the importance these flames are for the manifestation of the seventh golden age, and compel the archangels and thy legions of the angelic host to be the guardians of these mighty flames, so they remain and perfect this world sooner rather than later. Mighty pillars of the sacred fire I am, mighty pillars of the sacred fire I am, mighty pillars of the sacred fire I am. Decree 30. Amplification decrees to multiply our calls. Beloved mighty I am Christ's presence within and above. Beloved I am Christ's presence of all the people of earth. Beloved Mother Akasha. Beloved Jesus Christ. Beloved Master Germain. Beloved Archangel Michael. Mighty silent watchers, and all your uncountable legions of angels of the sacred fire. I call upon the cosmic law of God's sacred fire power and all Christ's authority to charge into all the decrees, will, energy, and visualizations ever given by students in Great God Germain's, Mother Akasha's, and Jesus Christ's dispensations, purified, resurrected, and amplified 999 times 999 trillion, by the master power heart flames of the entire ascended and angelic host, to save America and this planet, including all kingdoms of life eternally sustained. I am Mighty Victory's feeling of cosmic victory manifest through every decree. We are Mighty Victory's cosmic flame of victory in all we think, feel, say, and do, fulfilling the ascended master divine plan for the earth, its atmosphere, and all life everywhere forever, until all are resurrected, ascended, and free. To all life during the way of the earth, we say in the words of beloved Mother Mary, I bless you, I bless you, I bless you, with the ascended master's sacred fire, heart's flame love, purity, power, and victory of eternal peace. The light of God never fails. The love of God always fulfills, and the truth of God always prevails. Demonstrations of Christ consciousness I am. Demonstrations of Christ consciousness I am. Demonstrations of Christ consciousness I am. And let's do soul. Demonstrations of soul consciousness I am. Demonstrations of soul consciousness I am. Demonstrations of soul consciousness I am. Beautiful. And let's do in the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine. Let's do that 9 times. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine. In the presence of the Christ, I bless the people of Ukraine and the nation Ukraine and all the surrounding countries